High Rise, the first DLC pack of Black Ops 2. Like Transit and Nuketown to some extent, this map is met with a very bad reputation. What do I think? Well, let's hop right into it. So starting these sections off like normal is the pros of the map. And starting us off, again, is the lore. The lore, as always, is great. There's not much here this time. Pretty much after the events of Transit, Richtofen teleports Victus to an overrun high-rise in China to activate another pylon. However, in the process, all of Victus are killed. However, Richtofen revives Victus with the power of the Dark Ether, and in doing so, Victus actually activates the next pylon in Maxis' favor, despite Richtofen actually rescuing them. Richtofen still being a disembodied voice inside of Stuhlinger's head still doesn't make him the most trustworthy person. The canonical events are they activate the pylon for Maxis. There is a Richtofen side of the Easter egg, though it is not canon. That's pretty much the story here. Like I said, not much, but for what it is, it's great, because we actually have an intro cutscene. This is the first map since 5 and Call of the Dead, and Doctor and Toad to some extent, to actually have an intro cutscene. It's not a CG cutscene, like 5 for example. However, these slideshow cutscenes, in my personal opinion, I really enjoy these, and it's really well animated, and it has a lot of lore in it. For example, we see Stuhlinger talking to Richtofen in his head and how he sounds. He sounds extremely demonic. Stuhlinger can actually hear zombies calling for help in this map. We see Stuhlinger actually eating zombie. It's really cool stuff, and Richtofen reviving Victus with the power of the Dark Ether is some chill-inducing shit. I love it and cannot get enough of it. Anyway, though, moving on from the story, which is really good as always, we have the aesthetic of the map. So, as I said, this is a map in China. It's a high-rise, which is actually a Broken Arrow facility that was overrun by zombies. You have the skybox, which looks really nice. You have, like, the Chinese theming. We have the dragon. This map is just very colorful, and it does its job really well on the top half of the map. On the bottom half, it's not good. However, for what the top of the map has, it looks the best out of all the Victus maps up to this point. Moving on from the aesthetic, however, which is absolutely great, we have the wonder weapon, Sliquifier. It's a really cool type of gun. This one's actually buildable. There is no RNG involved in getting this, and I cannot tell you how good of a feature this is. Finally, we can get the wonder weapon without spinning the box. There ain't no time slip in these motherfucking games. You have to sit your ass at the box for God knows how long trying to get these weapons, but not on this map. You can build that motherfucker, and what better yet is when you lose it, or if you lose it, it actually goes back into the box so you can get it back. That is how all wonder weapons should be. That is something I don't think this map gets enough credit for. Finally being able to get the wonder weapon for free. And the wonder weapon is a beast as well. It ain't no jet gun, motherfucker. This thing will carry you to high-ass rounds. Training around in the Buddha room, when you shoot a zombie in a train, the shot will spread to other zombies. It's like an infection type of thing. So if you shoot one zombie, it'll become purple, have some purple smoke, and then it'll transfer to other zombies. Absolutely insanely powerful. It's super fun. However, there is a bit of risk. Because of the goop it shoots, if you run over like the splatters on the ground, you will slip and slide. So this weapon has a bit of a skill factor to it. But they did a really good job with this wonder weapon, man. Like I think they did with the map itself. I think the vertical focus of this map is really cool. It's unique. It's a perfect fuck no, as we'll get into. But for what it is, it's a really unique take on zombies. Instead of a horizontal, flat playground type of map, this map is an ascending, descending, crazy madhouse. Though fall damage is a motherfucker on this map, so be careful. But it's definitely unique, and it works well enough to where I don't think the map is insufferable to play or anything like that. So all in all, that's solid, but could use a lot of improvement. In my opinion, like the perk that this map introduced, Who's Who. Who's Who is a very interesting perk, as when you go down, what ends up happening, instead of like, you know, dying or getting put in a quick revive in solo, you actually spawn in as a shadow version of yourself. A clone, a doppelganger, if you will. Where you have the starting pistol and you need to go revive yourself. It's like playing co-op in solo. And if you manage to revive yourself, you get to keep your perks, including your quick revive. That is awesome, especially if you're training. You can make some ballsy ass plays, some insane clutches, and manage to revive yourself in the nick of time and keep your perks and quick revive. And you can go buy Who's Who right back. It's a really cool perk. And in co-op, it's like a diet quick revive in co-op. You can manage to revive yourself and you don't need your teammate to get you. However, it should be noted, if you die in Who's Who, you do die completely in game. So if you're not confident in your skills to be able to revive yourself with a starting pistol, just don't get Who's Who. It's a really cool perk. It's a little situational, and I think it is a little stupid how you don't have your perks in the shadow form. I completely understand the starting pistol, but why you don't keep your perks, I don't know. But for what it is, it's a pretty cool perk, man. This map has been really original so far, introducing a ton of new things, a ton of crazy cool additions and new perks, new wonder weapons, buildable wonder weapons, just overall a ton of awesome stuff. However, something not really original is the return of Nova Crawlers. But they're not shit, actually. These are called jumping jacks. They're Nova Crawlers, yes, but they jump around instead of crawl. all. But pretty much what these guys do, they're unlike the shitty versions on Moon that teleport, these guys just jump all over the map. And if you manage to kill all of them, which these guys replace the Hellhounds by the way, you get a free max ammo. And as a bonus, if you manage to kill them all with perfect accuracy, either by meleeing or using the Tramples team, you get a free perk. That is awesome. A DIY perkaholic. There ain't a lot of perks on this map, there's about 6, but for what it is, it's a really cool incentive to be able to build a new piece of machinery on this map, the Tramples team. This is the new buildable on this map, and then once again, it's not garbage. The Tramples team is like a launch pad. It's like a DIY fast travel, if you will. You could set this device at a certain point in the map, and it'll launch you if you step on it, or launch the zombies if a zombie steps on it. If you step on it, it has a lengthy cooldown. However, if you put it down and a zombie steps on it, it'll insta-kill them at any round. However, it should be noted this doesn't cause drops to spawn, so this is not too overpowered. But for what it is, it's a really cool piece of machinery. But this thing is how you can get yourself your DIY perka, so you have an incentive to build it. Something else great about this map I would like to talk about is the amount of space to train on this map. We have the Buddha room. We have around one of the elevators down where the power is. We have the power room that you can make a little kind of train in there spawn. There's the room with the PDW. There's the area with the AN-94. There's just a lot of areas to train on this map to get yourself better at the game. This map is a little handholdy because obviously the bank and everything's on it, but unlike Nuketown, which pretty much puts you into a stranglehold the entire game, this map is a little lighter, but it can still get you pretty good. I vividly remember way back in like 2014 or 15, training in the Buddha room on managing to get to round 50 for the first time, and that shit was so hyped for me. I think that's the game on Black Ops 2 where I actually hit the knife rank. And ironically, I actually hit the knife rank in this game on Plutonium, and this is, I believe, the map I hit knife rank on Xbox as well when I used to play back in the day. So that's a really neat fun fact I wanted to tell you guys, throw in. But anyway, yes, this map has a ton of training space, and I think this map gets that right too. This map, in my opinion, man, gets a lot right. Lots of training space, lots of space in the map. The map looks pretty good for the most part. It has awesome lore, a great wonder weapon. The boss rounds aren't terrible. It has a ton of stuff, and it's really original too. Like, this doesn't really reuse anything except the Nova Crawlers, but they're not bad here. They're good, and they're a welcome addition in my opinion. Oh boy. Now we gotta talk about the things I didn't like. There is a little bit here, so strap in, fellas. So the first thing we'd like to talk about is random perk spawning. Why the hell are we still doing this? The random perk and Pack-a-Punch spawning was bad enough on Nuketown, and it's not any better here. In fact, it's worse. Yes, some elevators are forced to have certain perks. For example, the one down at Power can only have Jug, Speed, or Double Tap, but it's still obnoxious, especially with how bad the elevator systems are. There will be times where you run up to the perk machine, about to die, about to buy Jug, and then the Jug elevator leaves and trolls you and gets you killed. Or you run through the elevator shaft because there's too many zombies behind you. Ugh. And the fact if you die and you respawn into the game by starting a new one, you don't know where Jug is. Yes, there's specific locations, but at that point, why even make them random? It comes off as obnoxious and just a way to make it so this map is artificially more difficult. Yes, it works in theory, and I think it works okay on Nuketown, but here it's just stupid and obnoxious, and it makes no sense to me. Just like the PhD troll. I was complimenting this map's verticality and being extremely unique, but then we have to realize that fall damage is a very easy way to die on this map. Say you're running through spawn and then you go down like that giant elevator shaft. If there's one zombie that hits you, you will go down, even with Jug, if you're going down that elevator shaft. It's bullshit how you can die through fall damage on this map. Yes, there are times where you just need to get good at jumping, sure. However, a lot of the times there's going to be a ton of zombies behind you and you need to make a risky jump. And a lot of the time, if there's a zombie at the bottom waiting for you, or you miss your jump because you don't land on a cushion because it's really hard to judge where you're going to land, you're going to die. And it is the most frustrating shit of all time. Or there's just flat out have you fall off the map, but that's a story for another day. It's ridiculous, and I don't understand why they had to troll PhD. If they just left it off, it would be completely fine. It would suck, of course, but the fact they actively acknowledge this map has extreme design flaws in its verticality is bullshit. The fact that completing the main Easter egg, which we'll get into, does not give you access to this room is garbage. Someone, somewhere at Treyarch, got paid. They went home that night knowing they made this corridor inaccessible to people. It's not about the fact we can't get PhD. I think it's because of the fact that it's there and Treyarch knew. They subconsciously knew they were fucking with people over. Zombies is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be frustrating or irritating. I get Treyarch memeing around and wanting to meme the community. That's completely fine. But it's unacceptable how they put this here on a map that has design flaws on it. Because the transportation on this map, getting around it, can be extremely frustrating if you don't take shortcuts. And taking shortcuts requires you to make risky jumps. And making risky risky jumps means there's a very high chance you'll die because of fall damage, and this could be nullified with PhD. The map is like Transit, it completely contradicts itself, and I'm going to be here for another 5 minutes ranting about it if I don't move on. So the PhD troll can suck my fucking cock. So the PhD troll can piss right off because I do not want to talk about it anymore. Then I have to. Unfortunately, I got to talk about the elevators again. Not only is it bad with the random perk spawning, but because of the way the elevators work and they're completely random and there's no way to call them other than the key, which is a piece of shit. The elevators, you're at the mercy of them to get back to the top of the map if you go down to where the bank and power are. Why the flying fuck is the key one use? The key can call the elevator to your location. Great, but it's one use and it goes away and you can't get it again. We had a system that could be super cool here, but no. Because a lot of the times you are waiting for the elevator to come down so you can hop on and get on top of the map again. It's bullshit. Because I'm telling you right now, when you play Die Ride, you're going to that bottom part of the map one time to get your fucking perks and power, and you're never going back because of these elevators. The fact that this map discourages you to play part of itself is stupid and terrible design, and I will not hear anything of it. I just don't understand what they were thinking with the elevators and making it so there's no way to call them to your location permanently. Yes, there's the key, but the key is one use and then it goes away after. Even if you can pick it back up, it's way too redundant and unreliable to do in a solo game. In co-op, maybe we can talk. But even in co-op, it's probably not even that good either. Because of the fact that your teammates will probably not be in the room with the key anyway, and you can't backtrack. It's just backwards design, and it just makes no sense. And it gives me a headache trying to even wrap my head around to what they were even trying to do. I have no idea, man. And I have no idea what they were thinking about this Easter egg either. Once again, you need 4 players. And once again, there is no fucking reward for completing it. I repeat, not. Unlike Transit, which I've done the Easter egg for, I refuse to do the Easter egg on this map. I won't do it. I legitimately will not play this map's Easter egg, even with a solo mod, because of how bad the steps are. I don't understand why the hell we're still doing 4-player Easter egg. Why? And why are the steps garbage with mahjong tiles and standing on rings at a certain time? I don't understand why we're doing these stupid garbage steps again. But holy hell is it discouraging to play. And of course, like I said, there's no fucking reward for doing it. No perkaholic, no awesome cinematic, no outro cutscene, nothing. You get nothing. That's it. You just get nothing. You don't even get any story either because of the fact there's not much story on this map. You just activate the pylon from Maxis and that's it. Nothing happens of any relevance here. The most interesting part of this map's story is when you're playing a Stuhlinger, and of course Richtofen revives everyone with the Dark Ether, and you can hear the zombies calling to Stuhlinger for help. That's cool, but this Easter egg sucks. Ugh. Gosh, dude. Zelensky, dude, you have good maps. You do. You have great maps even. But when you start doing garbage like this and making it these Easter egg steps as garbage as possible, I can only defend you for so long, man. You have a bit of a better map here with Die Rise, I will give you that. Die Rise is actually a decent time. It's not a terrible map like most people will make it out to be. It's a fun time for what it is. It has some awesome features like the jumping jacks, the wonder weapon, Who's Who, the trample steam. This map has a lot going for it, man. And it's only ruined by these awful map designs. The verticality is unique, but it's done in such a terrible way that where it's not even worth it. I don't know, dude. I thought this map was okay when I played it. It is definitely not nearly as bad as Transit. It's a much better experience than Transit. It's not the best map in the game by a long shot either. But for what it is, I think this map, man, it's pretty alright. And I had a pretty good time with it for what it was. Not the best, but not the worst by any means.